Put new Does in your washing machine. Finest Does you've ever seen. Bigger news now when you sing. C-U-Z does everything.
The new Does brings you The Guiding Light, created by Erna Phillips.
You needn't be concerned, Mater. Chucky's asleep.
Ted, I distinctly heard him talking, and so did you.
Talking in his sleep, no doubt. A great many youngsters do that, particularly if they've had an active day. I was a bit surprised to find that he had a sheet over his head.
He's been doing that on and off since he was on the camping trip with you.
Really?
Chucky never mentioned it. But I wondered if anything happened that might have frightened him.
I was with him every minute. Why should he have been frightened?
I don't know. Perhaps I'd better go in and...
No, Mater. It isn't necessary. And besides, I think you need some sleep yourself. It's past 11. I don't believe you've been getting a proper amount of rest. You seem to have lost some weight. You appear to be tired.
He's so obvious. So very obvious. He's trying to make me believe that I'm ill. But I won't say anything. I won't antagonize him. I won't give him any reason to...
Did you hear what I said, my dear?
Yes. But don't concern yourself about me. I'm feeling very well.
I don't want to alarm you, my dear. But I think you should see a doctor.
Ted, what are you trying to do?
Do?
I'm not stupid. I'm not blind.
Mater, You're losing control of yourself. There's no reason for this sudden flare-up, this hysteria.
Isn't there? Ted, there's one thing you better get straight. Once and for all.
You're not in the least upset, are you, Ted, by your wife's sudden outburst? You can't possibly realize at this moment that in back of your mind you're making very careful preparations to prove her an unfit mother. And you, Mater? You want to get something straightened out? We'll learn more about this in a moment. For white washes without red hands, I'm coming back to Does. That's what your letters say. Yes, more of you write every day, telling us that after trying some of those no-rinse chemicals on wash day, you're going back to Does. Listen to these letters.
Cleveland, Ohio. Mrs. Shakely, housewife for 8 years.
I tried some of those chemical powders for my wash, but my hands couldn't take it. So I'm back to Does. What you say is true. Does gives me white washes without red hands.
Lansing, Michigan. Mrs. Brain, mother of 8-month-old baby.
I've tried many washing powders, but always go back to Does. Does gets my clothes clean without treating my hands rough.
Watervliet, New York. Mrs. DeLolo, new bride.
I thought all wash day products were alike, but learned how different Does is when my mother-in-law praised me for getting my husband's shirt so white. I told her Does what it says. Gives me white washes without red hands.
How about you? Are your hands suffering from one of those no-rinse chemicals on wash day? Then change to Does.
Only Does, of all leading wash day products, contain such great quantities of rich, real soap combined with 2 proven detergents.
That's why Does gets clothes so wonderfully clean and white, while it gives extra safety to colors and almost toilet soap mildness for hands. Does does everything. Get Does today for white washes without red hands.
Ted, there's one thing you'd better get straight. Once and for all.
My dear, why are you so upset? What is it I've said or done?
Oh, I'm being a fool. I promised myself I wouldn't argue with him. I wouldn't get into any kind of a discussion with him. That I'd keep my emotions under control. I will.
Ted, I'm sorry, but it's somewhat irritating to have you repeatedly tell me that I'm not well when I am.
Well, don't you think it's rather prudent to have a checkup every now and then? I have one at least twice a year.
Yes, well, possibly you're right. One of these days I'll make an appointment.
I'd rather you wouldn't consult Dr. Bowling. There is a Dr. Saunders, a very fine man. When you're ready, I'll phone him and make an appointment for you.
I prefer going to Dr. Bowling.
Mater, I don't think that's very wise.
Why not? Dr. Bowling is a well-recognized physician. He's known me for quite some time.
That is just the point.
And I feel very comfortable with him. I have a great deal of faith in him.
Are you still fond of him?
I shall always consider him one of the best friends I've ever had. His friendship means a great deal to me.
Obviously.
Surely you're not jealous of the doctor?
Hardly. But I hope you'll not forget that you are Mrs. White.
That's one thing I can't very well forget, isn't it?
It all depends.
What do you mean?
And draw your own conclusions.
A few moments ago you seemed so solicitous about my welfare.
Oh, I am, my dear.
Well, let me tell you this. And I'm saying it very quietly and very calmly. I shall never give you any reason at any time to make it possible for you to take Chucky away from me.
Why, that's the last thing I'd want to do.
You lie so convincingly.
Meta, whatever is wrong with you tonight?
Not a thing. But I do know this. You'd like nothing better than for me to leave you. You'd like nothing better than for there to be some particular man in my life to give you a reason to divorce me.
Good heavens, you certainly picked that one out of the blue.
Well, I don't think there's any reason for pretense between us when we're alone. You don't love me. You never have.
And, your feelings about me?
They're unimportant. I married you because of Chucky. And you might just as well know that this marriage is going to last. It isn't going to be broken. Chucky isn't going to be tossed about. He's had one adjustment to make in his young life. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the only one. There will not be another. Do we understand each other?
Quite. There is one thing I should like to clarify. It has never entered my mind that there would be a divorce between us. I am perfectly satisfied with our present setup.
It really doesn't make much difference if you are or if you aren't. The setup is going to remain as it is.
Good. I'm very happy you feel that way about it. For some months you've been threatening to leave me, you know.
I'll not make any more threats. Because I've definitely made up my mind what I want most. And now I think I'll turn off my light and go to sleep.
If my light will disturb you, I'll read in the library.
Would you mind?
Not at all, my dear.
Thank you.
Good night, Meta.
Good night, Kate.
It's strange. But for some reason you feel more at peace with yourself, don't you, Meta? You've almost forgotten Ted's comment that you were not a well woman. He's made you believe that his real concern has been your friendship with Ross Bowling. And you feel you've settled that point once and for all. It isn't long after you turn off the light that you fall asleep. But it isn't a restful sleep. No, a troubled sleep. Troubled by a dream.
I've never been here before. So high. Too high. Chucky, don't go near the edge. Chucky, don't go near the edge. Hold on to Mother's hand, Chucky. Please, hold on to Mother's hand. If you don't, you'll fall. If you don't, you'll fall. Chucky! Chucky! Chucky!
It's the same dream. It's the same dream. Oh, what am I afraid of? Chucky's home is in the next room. What am I afraid of? It's not that I'm afraid for Chucky. I'm sure it isn't. No. It's Ted. It's Ted.
There's no cause for concern about Chucky. It's something you've built up in your own mind. Something that's become an obsession with you. Something you've transferred to Chucky.
without really realizing what you've done to him. I'm beginning to think you're mentally ill, Mater. And if this sort of thing continues, I'm going to have to insist on someone other than you to look after the boy.
Yes. Yes, he's trying to make me think I'm mentally ill. He started that again this evening. Wants me to see a doctor. For a second, I thought I knew what he was trying to do. And then he very cleverly, very subtly brought Ross Bowling into our conversation. Oh, no. Well, of course he doesn't want a divorce. It's worse than that. He wants me to believe that I am not able to look after my son. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, well, before I'm through with Ted White, he'll be sorry he ever tried to start anything with me. Yes. Oh, yes, he'll be sorry.
Mrs. Murphy is saying it. Mrs. Wagner is saying it. Women everywhere are saying...
For white washes without red hands, I'm going back to Duz.
Yes, for white washes without red hands, the swing is back to Duz. So if you've been trying some of those no-rinse chemicals on wash day, only to discover your hands couldn't take it, then change to Duz next wash day. See what it means to get clothes really clean, towels dazzling white, colors sparkling, to get all this with such wonderful care for your hands.
Duz can promise this because of the way Duz is made. Only Duz, of all leading wash day products, contains such great quantities of rich, real soap, combined with 2 proven detergents.
That's why Duz gets clothes so wonderfully clean and white, while it gives extra safety for colors and almost toilet soap mildness to hands. Duz does everything. So for white washes without red hands, join the swing to Duz. Get it today. A calm and determined woman seeks legal advice from Ray Brandon in the next dramatic episode of The Guiding Light, brought to you by the new Duz.
Put new Duz in your washing machine. C-U-Z does everything.
This is Clayton Collier wishing you good day and good dozzing.